am ready, huh?
Okay, ma'am. So we are starting. Good morning to all. This is the second day of special lecture series program organized by Kolkata Bidhannagar Society for Academic Advancement. It is our great pleasure to warmly welcome Jayasree Das ma'am. She is state-aided college teacher from West Bengal, India, and research scholar from Alia University. With 10 years of teaching experience, authorship of 3 BBA books, and several published research papers, she brings rich academic insights. We are honored to have her deliver today's special lecture on Introduction to Sales Management. Welcome, ma'am. Please take over the session.
Thank you for introducing me, and thank you, team, for your support in the very beginning. Okay, very good morning to all my audience. Today, I'll speak on the topic Introduction to Sales Management. Hope my screen is visible to you all. So, my screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am, visible. Please
Okay,
continue.
fine. Okay. Okay. So today our topic is introduction to sales management, role and importance. Now, sales management is one of the most important function of any business. Every organization, whether it produces goods or provides services, they depend on sales to survive and grow. Without sales, no revenue is generated, and without revenue, obviously, no business can sustain itself. Therefore, sales management ensures that selling activities are carried out efficiently and effectively. So, what is the meaning and definition of sales management? Sales management refers to the planning, directing, and controlling the sales activities of the business. It involves managing the sales team and achieving the organization sales goal, focusing on both the strategy and the execution. It is not just about selling products, it is including managing the sales team, number one, number two, designing sales strategies, number three, building strong customer relationships. So the main focus is to achieve sell targets within the specific time period. Now, whenever we are talking of such realistic subjects, we have to obviously talk about examples, because if we cannot align the concepts with the examples, then there will remain a big loophole in our understanding and in developing the concepts. So, let us go for the example of Reliance Retail. Company like Reliance Retail operates thousands of stores. Its success depends on what? Proper staff training, inventory management, and customer engagement. So, again, to sum up, what is sales management? It refers to the process of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling the activities. Now, what is the objectives of sales management? The main objective is to maximize sales revenue while ensuring customer satisfaction. So, key objectives will include number one, increase in sales volume and revenue. Number two, expand market share by reaching new customers. Number three, maintaining profitability by controlling costs. Number four, ensuring that customer satisfaction and retention. Again, you take an example. Take the example of Hindustan Unilever, which has expanded into rural markets while maintaining strong customer relationships, leading to growth and loyalty. Now, coming to the key functions of sales management performs several important functions. Number one, planning. Under planning, what is done? Setting sales targets, forecasting demand, and developing sales strategies. Number two, organizing. Under organizing, what is included? It includes structuring the sales team, assigning territories, and defining roles and responsibilities. Third, very important, stuffing. That is recruiting and selecting salespeople and providing training and development. Number four, directing. That is leading, guiding and motivating the sales team, maintaining both their moral and their leadership. Next, controlling. That is monitoring the performance and comparing the results with the targets, taking corrective actions as the outcome. If you see companies like Tata Motors, you will find that they have a very systematic planning and performance monitoring for their steady growth. Okay, now coming to the roles of a sales manager. Sales manager actually acts as a bridge between whom? Between the customer and the company. Okay, between both top management and the sales team. They are the bridge. So what are their key responsibilities? Setting targets, developing strategies, monitoring team performance, motivating the team, training them, mentoring them, analyzing the market, that is research, maintaining customer relationship, motivating the team, and resolving the conflicts wherever they arise. Again, take an example. You all have heard about Byju's, the online platform. Now, the Byju's sales manager, they train counselors to communicate effectively and improve conversions. Okay, so sales manager's role is very, very important. Now, to be a very good sales manager, what are the key skills required? Number one, communication skills, because they need to interact clearly with both the customers and the team. Leadership skills, because again, the sales manager need to guide and motivate the employees. Third, negotiation skills, because they are the ones who close deals successfully. So for that, you need to be having very high negotiation skills. Next, analytical skills or analytical thinking, because they have to understand both the sales data and trends and then motivate the employees, convert the potential customers into actual customers. So analytical thinking is very much required. Next, problem solving ability, because they need to handle the objections. Lastly, time management, because they have to meet the deadlines and targets. Now, coming to the importance of sales management. Sales management is essential for business growth and success. Its importance includes ensuring steady revenue generation, expanding market reach, improving customer satisfaction, enhancing productivity of sales team. So obviously, sales management is very, very important, because sales management actually enhances or rather improves the productivity of the team, which again in return help to improve the customer retention, again which help in achieving business growth by ensuring consistent revenue generation. So all these together provide a competitive advantage. So sales management is important. Sales management actually acts as a bridge between production and consumption, ensuring goods reach the right customers at the right time. Now, what is the impact of sales management on business growth? Actually, it is the sales management which aligns sales with the company goals by identifying new market opportunities, improving forecasting accuracy, and helping in decision making. Because efficient sales management leads to higher revenue, increased market share, strong brand recognition. For example, Amul. Amul has built a very strong distribution network, making production available even in remote areas. Now, these are some examples. Like, for example, in a smartphone company, a company launches a new smartphone. Sales manager sets a target. What is the target? 10,000 units needed to be sold per month. What does he do? He divides his regions among the sales representatives. That is his total territory he mark, and then he divides it into among his sales representatives. Next, he provides the sales representatives with the training on product features, because if they do not know about the product in a proper manner, they will not be able to convince the uh, potential customers and convert them into actual customers. And again, they need to monitor weekly sales reports. So they offer very high incentives for high performance. This is very common nowadays, that if you can fulfill the target, you get an incentive. You get an incentive in terms of monetary benefit or in terms of non-monetary benefit like trip or awards. So what was the outcome or the result here in the example? The sales increased by 25% in the 3 months because of their strategy. The company started getting better customer feedback, and this led to a stronger market presence. But nothing is without the challenge. So even in sales management, there are certain challenges. What are those challenges? Increasing competition in the market, changing customer preferences, pressure to meet targets within the deadline, high employee turnover in sales roles, technological advancements requiring constant learning. So, if we go for an example here, we can talk about Zomato, our most favorite app. Zomato continuously adapts its strategies due to changing customer behavior and competition, and therefore they have been able to remain the most favorite. Now, everything is changing, new tools and technologies are coming every day. So, even there are modern trends in sales management too. So, what are the key trends? Use of CRM software, data driven decision making, remote sale via video calls, digital selling through online platforms, customer centric approach focusing on long term relationships. So these are the modern trends which are trending right now. If you see very updated platforms like Flipkart, they uses data analytics and personalized recommendations to increase their sales. Now, to sum up, sales management is very crucial for business success. It involves managing people, processes, and strategies effectively. So, in today's competitive world, uh, in today's competitive, and technology-driven world, rather, its role has become more systematic, dynamic, and challenging. So, effective sales management is essential for achieving organizational goals and ensuring long term growth. Okay, so we have now got a basic idea about what is sales management, what are its role and importance. Now, our uh, rather next step will be to revise what we have learned, and then to align it with the real life case studies. Okay, so what we will do right now is we will just we will just take a very deep breath. We will wait for a minute, and then we will start with the revision and the case studies, because if we do not study this realistic subjects in the real life way, aligning with the real life situations, then our concepts will not be clear. So we'll take a very deep breath, and then we will go into the next step. Okay, so uh, let us go to the next step. So what have we actually read? We have read as a while I am revising. What we will do is we'll go on highlighting the important portions so that they hit our brain again. So sales management is one of the most important functional areas of business. Why? Because it directly deals with generating revenue for the organization. Every business, whether it produces goods or services, they ultimately depends on its ability to sell. So sales management ensures that this process is carried on efficiently and effectively. So, self management refers to what? To the systematic planning, organizing, directing, and controlling of sales activities to achieve organizational objectives. It is not limited to simply selling products, rather, it involves managing people, process, and strategies that contribute together to successful selling. What are the objectives of sales management? Primary objective is to maximize sales revenue while ensuring customer satisfaction and long-term business growth. Now, this broad objective can be divided into several specific goals. Like, one of the key objectives is to increase sales volume and revenue. Organizations aim to sell more products and service to maximize profits. Another important objective is to expand market share by reaching new customers and entering new markets. Sales management also focuses on maintaining profitability. Simply increasing sales is not enough. Costs may be controlled to ensure that company remains profitable. Additionally, customer satisfaction and retention are essential objectives. Why? Because a satisfied customer is more likely to become a repeat buyer and recommend the product to others. For instance, Hindustan Unilever has consistently focused on expanding its reach in rural markets while maintaining strong relationships with the customers. This strategy has helped the company to achieve both growth and customers' loyalty. Next, what are the functions of the sales management? Sales management perform several important functions. First one is planning. It involves setting sales targets, forecasting future demand, and formulating sales strategies. So, proper planning helps the organization prepare for market change and allocate resources efficiently. What is the second function? It is organizing. What does what is done in this stage? The sales manager structures the sales team, assigns territories, and defines roles and responsibilities. And a well organized sales structure improves coordination and efficiency. Third is staffing, which includes recruiting, selecting, and training sales personnel. The success of sales activities largely depend on the quality and the skills of the sales team. Fourth is directing or leading, involving, guiding, and motivating the sales force. Sales managers must inspire their team to perform well, providing leadership and maintaining high morale. Finally, controlling involves monitoring performance, and after monitoring what is to be done, comparing it with actual results and targets, and then if there is any deviation, any mistake, corrective actions are needed to be taken. Okay. Now, what are the roles of the sales manager? The sales manager is responsible for setting targets, developing strategies, and ensuring that the sales team performs effectively. So, they play a very big role as a leader by motivating employees, resolving conflicts, and maintaining discipline within the team. In addition to the sales managers are also responsible for training and developing their team members. Like in the example I gave, the in the smartphone company's example, the sales manager divided its territory into regions and divided it among its sales representative, then trained and trained them on the product. The uh, he gave them all the information that is required to be shared with the customers, or if the customers is having any objection or any problem, so that these people, the sales representative, can handle them. So what are the skills required for sales management? Communication skills. These are very important because sales manager must interact with both customers and team members, and clear communications helps in understanding customer needs and conveying the product benefits. Leadership skills are equally important because the sales manager must guide and motivate the team. Analytical skills are needed to interpret the sales data and make informed decisions. Negotiation skills help in closing the deals successfully, while problem solving skills enable the manager to handle customer objections and resolve issues. Now, what is the importance of sales management? Sales management is vital for the growth and sustainability of any business. So it acts as the driving force behind the revenue generation and profitability. So sales management act as a bridge between production, consumption, ensuring that goods and service reach the right customers at the right time. And what is the impact on business growth? They have a direct impact on the business growth because efficient sales strategies lead to increased revenue, higher market share, and improved brand recognition. But everything is not without the challenge. What is the main challenge here? Intense competitions. Why? Because companies are constantly striving to attract and retain their customers. Another challenge is changing customer preferences, because customers today are more informed and they have higher expectations. So it makes selling more complex. Moreover, sales managers also face pressures to achieve targets within limited time frames. High employee turnover in sales role is also an issue, as it affects team stability and performance. Additionally, rapid advancement of technology requires sales management to continuously update their skills and adopt to new tools such as customer relationship management system or CRM. Now, what are the modern trends? CRM system. CRM system has become very common. It allows companies to manage customer data and improve their relationships. Data driven decision making is another important trend where sales strategies are based on data analytics and insights. Remote selling has also gained popularity, especially after the pandemic, with sales interactions taking place through video calls and online platforms. Companies are increasingly adopting a customer centric approach, focusing on providing values and building long term relationships rather than just making one time sales. So, sales management is a very critical function that ensures success and growth of any organization. It involves managing people, process, and strategies to achieve sales objectives and satisfy customers. Now, I'm going into very simple diagrams and flowcharts. For every diagram and every flowchart, I'll wait for 10 to 15 seconds and then I'll move on to the next. While you see the diagram and the flowchart, you try to, align my or link my uh, lecture with your understanding. Then it will be a solid concept building. Everything is already explained. Just take 10 seconds and try to link. This diagram shows that sales management is a continuous cycle of planning, executing, and controlling. I'll wait for 10 seconds so that you can link. Okay, moving on to the next. This flowchart shows the objectives of sales management. Okay, next, this diagram shows the functions of sales management. Next, role of sales manager. Next, this diagram shows the skills of sales manager. Please try to link because linking is very important. Once we are able to link, then the concepts become clear and we can retain them for a long time. And there is no need to mug up also, because concepts is clear, understanding is okay. We have already linked it with the real life examples. We'll be also doing detailed case studies, so everything will be set. Next, importance of sales management. Next, it shows impact on growth. Next, modern trends. Done? Okay. Now, uh, we'll go on to the next portion. As these things are clear, we will go to the part 2 of our lecture today. Okay, we will go into a bit detail. Hope you all are ready and have no confusions. Now, we have come to the part 2 of our lecture today: sales distribution management, relationships, roles, ethics, and legal aspects. Now, to begin with sales uh, distribution management, we have already said that it is an essential function in any business. It ensures that the right product reaches the right customers at the right time. Now, let us understand the relationship between sales, marketing, and business strategy. Business strategy defines the long term goals of a business. Marketing focuses on identifying customer needs and creating demand. Sales, on the other hand, converts the demand into actual revenue. So, all these three must work together for business success. This is the flow chart showing the relationship and the connections clearly. It starts with the business strategy, which guides marketing activities, showing that marketing creates demand through promotion and branding. Sales then converts this demand into revenue, and finally feedback from customer goes back to improve both marketing and strategy. If we talk about Reliance Jio, it is a very good example. Its strategy was to capture the market quickly. The marketing offered free data and strong promotion. Sales ensured wide SIM distribution across India. As a result, Jio gained millions of users in a very short time. Now, when sales and marketing are aligned, companies achieve better results. Customers receive consistent messages and the chances of conversion increase. However, if they are not aligned, it can lead to confusion, poor customer experience, and even loss of revenue. So, their alignment is very important. Now, what are the types of selling role? Sales roles actually vary depending on how companies interact with customers. and the type of product they sell. Because each role requires different skills and approaches. Now, this diagram actually shows the major types of sales roles, which include inside sales, outside sales, and technical sales. Inside sales is done remotely, outside sales involves field work, and technical sales requires specialized knowledge. Uh, uh, if we want to talk about or give an example about the inside sell, Byju's is a very good example. Byju's use its online platform and phone calls to reach students. Their sales teams explain courses digitally and they close deals without physical interactions. Coming to Asian Paints. For outside sales, we can look at Asian Paints. Their sales representatives visit dealers, retailers, and contractors. They build very strong relationships and ensure product availability in the market. Now, coming to the technical sales. Good example of technical sales is TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. Here, the sales professionals must, understand complex IT solutions and explain them to the clients. They act more like consultants here rather than traditional salespeople. So, this sales also, offers excellent career growth opportunities. This flowchart shows the hierarchy. One may usually start as a sales executive, then move to as a area manager, regional manager, and eventually to top positions like director of sales or chief sales officer. With experience, responsibilities, and shift from selling to managing and strategizing. Now, what are the skills required to succeed in sales? Certain skills are essential. These include communication, negotiation, product knowledge, and relationship management. Sales professionals must also be, adaptable because customer needs always keep changing. Now, ethics nowadays are a very important issue, so we should also deal with the ethical aspects in sales. Ethics means doing the right thing. Salespeople must be honest, transparent, and fair in their dealings with the customers. Building trust is more important actually than making the sales. So they must be honest in their communication. There should not be any false promise, and the pricing should be transparent. Uh, Here it shows the ethical decision flows. The diagram shows how the ethical decisions are made. First, the problem is identified, then different options are evaluated, and finally we choose the most honest and the fair action. So these actually helps in building the long-term customer trust, which is very important. Now, if we go for an example, we can talk about Hindustan Unilever. This company actually focuses on clear and honest communication about its products. This has helped to build strong customer trust over many years. Therefore, it is a preferred brand even today. Now, there are some common unethical practices, which includes misleading advertisements, hidden charges, and fake discounts. For example, even some sellers, increase prices before offering discounts to mislead the customer. This is a very common thing which we all have faced at some point of life. Now, whenever we are talking about ethics and following the ethics, we also need to talk about the legal aspects in sales. Okay, so in India, uh, rather apart from the ethics, This, there are certain important laws which include the contract law, customer protection law, and competition law, which protect both the buyers and the sellers. uh, this diagram shows a legal sales process. It starts with an offer, followed by an acceptance, the in agreement, payment, and delivery. Once these steps are completed, a legal contract is formed, as we have all read in Indian Contract Act. In India, Customer Protection Act 2019 plays a very important role. It protects customers from unfair trade practices and ensures that they can seek compensation if required. If we talk about Maggie, it is a well known brand. We all perhaps know that it was banned due to safety concern. This case highlighted that the importance of the following legal standards and maintaining the product quality. Now, ethics and laws both are essential for long term success. They help build customer trust, avoid penalties, and maintain a very positive brand image. So, to conclude this part, we can say that sales, marketing, and business strategy must work together. Sales offers many career opportunities, but success depends on skills, ethics, and legal compliance. And understanding this concept is very important for future professions. Now, again, I'll request you to take a very deep breath before revising, and then we'll discuss some case studies. So please take a deep breath. Okay, so let us discuss. So again, while revising, we will go on highlighting the important portions, and then we will discuss the case studies in detail. So what is the relationship between cells? We'll go a bit slow so that you can align. At the very core of every successful business lies a well aligned relationship between sales, marketing, and broader strategic direction of the organization. While these functions are often discussed separately, in practice they are deeply interconnected and mutually reinforcing. Marketing is primarily connected with identifying customer needs, understanding market dynamics, and segmenting target audiences and creating value propositions. What does it actually do? It answers the fundamental questions like who are our customers, what do they need, how should the product be positioned. The marketing activities include market research, branding, advertising, and demand generation. Sales, on the other hand, focuses on converting this demand into actual revenue. So it is the execution arm that interacts directly with customers, persuades them, negotiates terms, and ultimately close the transactions. So if marketing creates awareness and interest, sales transforms that interest into measurable business outcomes. So the overall business strategy provides the direction and scope of the organization. It defines the long-term goals such as growth, market expansion, and profitability. And obviously, competitive positioning. So sales and marketing, they must align with this strategy to ensure consistency and effectiveness. The relationship between the functions can be understood actually as a continuous loop. Marketing generates leads and insights. Sales provides feedback from the market, and this feedback informs further marketing strategies and product development. So, a lack of alignment between sales and marketing can lead to inefficiencies such as miscommunication about target customers, inconsistent messaging, and lost revenue opportunities. So, therefore, organizations increasingly emphasize collaborations through shared goals, increased planning, and cross functional teams. Now, what are the types of selling roles and sales careers? Now, this field of sales offers a wide range of roles, each requiring different skills, level of expertise, and degree of customer interactions. These roles can broadly be categorized based on the nature of selling, the complexity of products, and type of customers served. One of the most traditional form is personal selling, where sales representatives, what they do, they actually directly interact with the customers either face to face through virtual communication or through virtual communication. So this role is a common in industries such as retail, pharmaceuticals, and industrial goods. Salespeople in such role, they must possess strong communication skills, product knowledge, and the ability to build relationship, as we have already discussed previously. Another important category is inside sales, where the selling is conducted remotely via phone, prominence, especially in sectors like software and services. These roles require proficiency in digital tools, quick responsiveness, and the ability to manage multiple customer interactions simultaneously. In contrast, what is done in outside sales, it involves field work, where the sales professionals need to travel to the clients physically to demonstrate the products and negotiate the deals. This is more common in business to business environments such as machinery, real estate, and enterprise solutions. So outside sales roles, they demand resilience, adaptability, and strong interpersonal skills. Now, coming to technical sales, it is a specialized area where the salesperson must have an in depth technical knowledge of the product or service. This is particularly relevant in industries such as engineering, information technologies, and medical equipment. Here, the sales people actually they act as both consultant and problem solver, helping customers understand complex situations. So another emerging category is consultative selling, where the focus is on understanding customer problems, offering tailored solutions, where the focus is on understanding customer problem, offering tailored solutions rather than simply pushing the products. So this approach builds long-term relationships and is widely used in financial services, consulting, and high-value B2B interactions. So we can see sales career also vary in hierarchy and responsibility. Now, coming to the ethical and legal aspects in sales, ethics and legality are very fundamental to the sustainable sales practice. While primary objective of sales is to generate revenue, This must be achieved through fair, honest, and lawful means. Unethical or illegal practices may provide short term gains, but they can seriously damage a company's reputation, customer trust, and long term viability. So, ethical sales behavior involves honesty in communications, transparency in pricing, and respect for customer needs and preferences. Salespeople must avoid misrepresentation of products, false promises, and manipulation. Another important ethical consideration is handling of customer data. This is a very big problem, and nowadays we all, somewhere down we can feel that our data is leaking. With the increase of digital tools and CRM systems, sales professionals often have access to sensitive and customer information. So it is essential to ensure confidentiality and use the data responsibly in line with the privacy regulation. So, legal aspects in sales are governed by various laws and regulations that protect customers and ensure fair competition. This includes laws related to contract, customer protection, advertising standards, and competition policies. A valid sales transaction typically involves a legally binding contract which requires mutual consent, lawful consideration, and clear terms and conditions. So, consumer protection laws prohibit deceptive practices. What are they? False advertising, unfair pricing, and the sale of defective goods. So, sales professionals must ensure that their practices comply with these regulations to avoid legal penalties. Another critical area is competition law, which prevents anti competitive practices such as price fixing, collusion, and abuse of market dominance. So, sales team must operate independently and avoid the agreements that could distort fair competition. So, in international sales, additional legal complexities arise, including import-export regulation. It is bounded by the other laws, tariffs, compliance with foreign laws. Okay, so ethical sales practice not only ensures legal compliance but also builds trust, enhance customer loyalty, and contribute to a positive brand image. So organizations often establish codes of conduct and provide training to ensure that the sales personnel adhere to the ethical standards. Now here also, uh, I'll show you some diagrams, some flowcharts, and request you to take 10 seconds and link them with your understanding and my lecture so that concepts get clear. Please go. Done. This is another important concept. I'll wait for 5 seconds. Next, another important concept is the sales career hierarchy, which shows how individuals grow within their profession. So please go through. These all have already been explained. Okay. Next, please go through the ethical decision making process.
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Yes.
Is there any issue?
Uh, you're not audible, sir. Can you please text?
Please continue your class. Please continue.
Oh, any problem? Hello? না 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 আমার দিক থেকে কোনো অসুবিধা হয়নি। Okay. Okay. Uh, then this diagram shows a legal sales transaction. Okay. Now, before now, what we will do is we will discuss certain case studies in details. Okay. But before going to this case studies, I'll again request you to please take a deep breath and then we will go into the case studies. Because we have already done part one, part two. Now we need to link whatever concepts we have learned with the real life scenario. Okay. So take a deep breath, hold on, deep, relax, let your brain, you know, uh, be at peace. Now coming to the case studies. First case study is about Reliance Jio. The Reliance Jio entered the Indian telecom market with a disruptive business strategy. At that time, the telecom industry was already competitive. But Jio changed the entire market structure by offering free voice calls and very low cost data services. The main objective was not immediate profit but rapid customer acquisition and market dominance. So, in terms of marketing, Jio created a very strong awareness across India using digital campaigns, advertisements, and clear messaging about digital life for all. So these created huge demand even before customers fully understood the long term benefit. Now, looking at its sales management, Jio built one of the largest distribution and SIM activation networks in India. Sales team worked across urban and rural areas to ensure that SIM cards were easily available and activated quickly. So, sales management played a very important role in converting marketing demand into actual sales. So, for a sales representative, Geo actually used different roles like, uh, sales through customer care, digital platforms, and outside sales through retail outlets and distributors. This combination ensured maximum reach. Ethically, Geo maintained transparency in initial offers, clearly communicating free services and pricing plans. Legally, it operated under strict telecom regulations governed by TRI and competition laws. So, overall, Geo showed a very strong integration of business strategy, marketing, and sales can completely transform an industry. So, see here I have the way we have studied in part one, part two. I have tried to frame the case study in the same way. Now that I have explained the case study of Geo, I'll request you to just read through this case study. For every paragraph, I'll wait for, you know, 5 seconds. Please go through. Unless and until you read it on your own, you will not be able to link. There is nothing to mug up here, everything to understand, to align, and keep your concepts clear. Hope you all are reading through the screen. Read through the type of selling rule in this case. Read now so that you no need to read and revise again. Everything will settle in your brain. We all are aware of this Geo's case study. We all now use Geo, and after Geo has what they have done, we have even forgotten about the importance of missed call. Nowadays, all can call. Read the conclusion and the learning from this case, the outcome.
I don't think after this clear explanation there will be any confusions.
Now, we will go on is about completely different model. It is a cooperative brand that focuses on products to the consumers. Its business strategy is based on inclusivity, fairness, and eliminating middlemen from the supply chain. Now, in marketing, Amul uses a very unique and simple strategy. Instead of heavy advertising, it uses the famous Amul girl. We all are aware of who is the Amul girl, the diagram, because even if we cannot even read, if we just see the face, we can recognize it as Amul and as Amul girl. And in rural markets, even when the person cannot read, they identify that from that picture that it is actually Amul, which is very humorous, creative, and connected to the current events. This has helped Amul maintain a strong brand recall for decades. And when we look at its sales and distribution, Amul uses a three-tier structure. Farmers supply milk, cooperative societies process it, and the federation handles distribution. From there, products reach retailers and finally to the customers. So this ensures efficiency and freshness of products across India, even in rural areas. So unlike Jio's digital approach, Amul depends on a strong physical distribution network. Its sales team ensures that the products are always available in your local shops, dairies, and supermarkets. We all know it. Whenever every day we go to buy bread for the breakfast and we need butter, we ask for butter, and the shopkeeper, give us Amul butter, and that is very common. We no need to ask them separately for Amul butter. The butter they are giving us is Amul, because somewhere down butter and Amul, they have become the word. Uh, they have become so interconnected that Amul can be used instead of the word butter, and the butter can be used instead of the word Amul. That has become the relationship. So ethically, and talking about the ethics, ethically, Amul is considered a very strong brand because it ensures fair income for customers and avoid exploitation by middlemen. Legally, it follows food safety regulations like FSSAI standards to maintain quality and hygiene. Overall, Amul demonstrates how a cooperative and ethical business model can achieve large scale success through strong distribution management. So, here in case of Amul, also, I'll request all my audience to go through the case study, because this has also been framed in the way we have studied part 1, part 2. For each paragraph, I'll wait for 5 seconds. We'll start with the background of the company. Read through the strategy. Read through role of marketing. Read through role of sales management and distribution. This is the sales model diagram that Amul follows. Farmers to cooperative societies, to processing units, to distribution network, to retailers, and then to the customers. Then read through the legal aspects. Read through the outcome and impact, which is very important. the learning from the case. Now, to conclude, both Reliance Jio and Amul, they both represent two different but a very highly successful approaches to sales and distribution management. Jio focuses on digital disruption and rapid market expansion, while Amul focuses on cooperative growth and strong physical distribution. So, however, both succeed because they have strong alignment between business strategy, marketing, and sales, along with ethical and legal compliance. So, these case studies clearly show that there is no single way to succeed in sales management, but success always depends on strategy alignment and execution. Now, as we have discussed the case studies, we are now ready for moving on to uh, part 3. So hope you all are ready for part 3. Take a deep breath again, then we'll move on to part 3. Take a deep breath, hold on, then leave. Okay, so let us start with the next portion, that is sales for organizations and planning. Now, sales force organization refers to how company structures its sales team. It involves defining roles, responsibilities, and relationships among salespeople. It ensures that each salesperson knows what to do, where to work, and how to achieve its targets. So, well organized sales force avoids confusion and improves efficiency. Now, what is the importance of sales planning? Sales planning is essential because it gives direction to the entire sales effort. It helps in setting goals, allocating resources, and understanding market conditions. For example, Hindustan Unilever Limited. They planned its rural expansion through the Sakti Amma initiative, where local women sell products in villages. This shows how planning helps companies to reach untapped markets. Now, there are different ways to organize Salesforce depending on the company's needs. The main types are geographical, product based, customer based, and functional structures. Each structure has its own advantage and it's chosen based on sectors like product range and market diversity. In geographical structure, market is actually divided into territories and each salesperson is responsible for a specific area. For example, ITC Limited, they divide its sales operation region wise across India. This reduces travel time and ensures better coverage. In a product-based structure, salespeople specialize in specific products. This is useful when products are actually complex. For instance, Samsung. Samsung India we all have heard about. They have separate teams for mobile phones and home appliances. These actually help salespeople to develop deep product knowledge. In customer based structure, salespeople focus on specific type of customers. For example, Asian Paints has different teams for dealers, contractors, and large builders. This helps in building strong relationship and understanding customer needs better. So, to conclude this slide, designing the right sales organization is crucial for success. Companies often use a combination of structures depending on their needs. A good structure actually improves efficiency, reduces cost, and increases customer satisfaction. This was a very small part. We will take a deep breath, we will revise, and then we will move on to the next. And here, while discussing this small part, we will continuously discuss case studies so that we can link them with the, the lecture. So, Salesforce organization and planning is the starting point of effective sales management. In any business, especially in a diverse and competitive market like India, sales activities cannot be left understructured or unstructured. Planning provides directions, ensures coordination, and helps in achieving organizational goals efficiently. So sales planning begin with defining clear objective. That is step 1. These objectives may include increasing sales team, entering rural markets, improving distribution reach, or strengthening brand loyalty. Sales planning also involves analyzing market conditions, studying competitors, and understanding customer preferences. Once planning is complete, the next step is designing the sales organization. This involves deciding how the sales force will be structured for maximum efficiency. One of the simplest form is the geographical structure. In this system, each salesperson is assigned a specific territory. Okay. Another form is product-based specialization, where companies with a wide range of products often adopt to this structure. Third is the customer-based specialization, which is also widely used. Okay, so uh, a well-designed sales organization not only improves efficiency but also enhances customer satisfaction and competition advantage. Here are also certain flow charts, and I'll request you to go through the flow charts. For every flow chart, I'll wait for 5 seconds. This flow chart shows the Salesforce organization design. Okay, now here is a small case study. Hindustan Unilever Limited faced a challenge in reaching rural India where traditional distribution networks were weak. To solve this, what did they do? They launched Shakti Amma initiative. Under this model, rural women were trained and appointed as direct to home distributors. So this is an example of customer based and geographical sales organization combined. The company here redesigned its sales force structure to suit real rural conditions and rather than using the same urban model. So this was a small part. We will go on to part 4. Okay, so please take a deep breath along with me. Hold on, leave. So this is the part 4, sales forecasting and territory management. Now, sales forecasting, what does it mean? It means estimating future sales based on past data and market analysis. It helps companies plan production, manage inventory, and avoid losses. Now, qualitative methods are based on human judgment and experience. For example, Dabur India uses feedback from salespeople to predict demand for their Chawanprash during winter. Chawanprash, we all know, we all have tested it since childhood. So these methods are useful when market conditions are changed frequently. Now coming to the quantitative methods, these are used statistical tools and past data. Large companies like Reliance Retail use data analytics to forecast demand across thousands of stores. These methods are more accurate when sufficient data is available. Now, what are sales quotes? These are targets assigned to salespeople. These targets must be realistic and based on market potential. For instance, Maruti Suzuki India Limited sets higher sales targets in metro cities compared to rural areas due to their high demands. Sales territories. What are they? They refer to specific areas assigned to the salespeople, because proper territory designing ensures equal workload and better market coverage. It also reduces conflicts and duplication of efforts. Uh, Again, a very good example is of Amul. It has a well organized distribution system, as we have already discussed in the case study, that ensures that milk reaches even the remote village daily. This shows that the importance of efficient territory management. So, forecasting, quota setting, and territory design are closely related. They are interconnected, and accurate forecasting leads to better targets and efficient sales operations. Again, this part is a fourth part was also very small. Hope you all are not losing your energy, full of positive energy early in the morning with a very heavy breakfast, because we need to continue even a bit more. Okay. Now we will be revising this portion along with a case study. So sales forecasting is the process of estimating future sales performance, as we read. It is essential for planning production, managing inventory, and allocating resources. Inaccurate forecasting can lead to either excess stock or stock shortage, both of which can harm a business. Okay. In India, companies often use a mix of qualitative and quantitative forecasting methods. Qualitative methods relies on human judgment and experience, and quantitative methods involve statistical analysis of the past data. Okay. Now coming to the definition of sales territories, They refer to specific areas of customer segments assigned to salespeople. Proper territory design is crucial for ensuring equal workload and maximum coverage. Okay, so moving on to the flowchart, I'll wait for 5 seconds, just go through. Coming to the case study, here again I have quoted the case study of Amul, so I am not explaining it again. We are directly now moving on to the part 5. Okay, so I hope you all are ready for part 5. Don't worry, there are only two more parts, part 5 and part 6. So don't worry, the session will not be very long. Okay, now coming to the next session, sales budgeting. What do you mean by sales budgeting? It involves estimating the cost required for sales activities such as salaries, travel, and promotions. For example, Flipkart spends heavily during its big billion days sales on advertising and discount. Stuffing. Stuffing means deciding how many salespeople are required. This depends on market size and business goals. Like Coca-Cola India, they employs a large sales force to ensure its products are available even in small, you know, small local stores. We all are aware of this, uh, definitions, or rather this terminology. So I'm going a bit fast. Hope it is not problematic and painful for you because it has been a long sessions. Some of my audience are feeling busy. So we need some brainstorming sessions. We need to be a bit faster so that we can later be at peace. Okay. Anyway, recruitment involves attracting candidates for sales roles. Companies use methods like campus placements, job portals, and employee referrals. Selection selection involves choosing the right candidates through interviews and tests. For example, we can talk about the ICICI Bank, which conducts interviews and aptitude tests to select its executives. Training. Training is essential to improve sales skills and product knowledge. Tata Motors trains its sales staff to explain vehicle features effectively, which builds customer confidence. So, a well trained and properly selected sales force performs better, builds trust, and increases sales. Very small, it was a very small part, and a well-known part. We all are aware of it. So without wasting time, I am going into revising this portion. Sales budgeting, what did we say? We'll go a bit fast. It is the process of estimating financial resources required for sales activities. Sales force staffing involves determining number of salespeople required to achieve sales targets. Recruitment and selections are crucial for building effective sales team. Recruitment involves attracting candidates, while selection involves choosing the most suitable ones. Training and development are essentials. Now, continuous training helps salespeople to stay updated and improve their skills. There's a small flow chart. Please go through. I'll wait for 5 seconds. A case study I have included here, Flipkart, its big billion days offer and how they carefully plan staffing, recruitment and training to handle that surge in demand during this period. You all are aware of it. Okay. So take a very, very deep breath because now we will conclude our session. We will go to the last part. Okay. So please take a deep breath. Don't worry. The last part is also a tiny one, very small one. So it won't take much long. I won't be dragging. So we'll take a deep breath and we'll go to the last portion. Hold on. Keep. Again, take a deep breath. Hold on. Leave. Now, uh, in this final class, we will understand how companies motivate their sales force and design compensation systems. Motivation is important because salespeople face rejections and pressure. A motivated salesperson performs better and contributes more to the company. We have already read Maslow's theory. You all are aware of it. Maslow's theory explains that people have different needs. In India, many salespeople initially focus on entering a stable income and later they seek recognition and growth. We have also read Hertzberg theory in our plus 2 level. So Hertzberg divided factors into hygiene and motivators. Salary is a hygiene factor, while recognition and achievement they act as motivators. For example, Byju's offers high initiatives and rewards two top performers, which motivates employees to achieve higher targets. Now, what is compensation? It includes both salary and incentives, both monetary and non-monetary. HDFC Bank provides fixed salary along with performance-based incentives to motivate its employees. So, to conclude, motivation and compensation play a very crucial role in sales performance. A well-motivated sales force leads to higher productivity and business success. I'll not bore you much. I'll just go through, we'll just revise and then we'll just wind on. So, motivation plays a very vital role. Salespeople face challenges such as rejection, competition, and pressure to meet targets. Therefore, keeping them motivated is essential. Motivation we can understand from theories like Maslow's hierarchy and Hertzberg's theory. We either motivate them through financial incentives like bonus and commissions, which are very common, or we go for non-financial incentives like recognition, awards, and advancement opportunities. And what are compensations? They refer to the overall payment structure for sales personnel. It includes a fixed salary and a variable component that is linked to the performance. So, poor compensation system can lead to dissatisfaction, while and which may result into employee turnover and reduce productivity. Here, uh, the case study, the last case study, we will again talk of Hindustan Unilever. This case shows that Hindustan Unilever adopted its sales organization to Indian realities instead of relying on urban distributors. It created a rural network using local women. This not only improved their sales but also built trust in villages. So the key learning is that sales organization must match the market conditions. Hope the session has been an interesting session and things are very much clear to you. The concepts are okay. Uh, Hope you all have no doubts. If you have doubts, you can text here in the uh, YouTube. You will get your replies. I'll try to resolve your problems and hope the lesson has been not very boring with a lot of case studies and the understanding is clear. And anyway, thank you, team, and thank you, sir, for this grand opportunity and uh, for this wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really great session, and as usually, you have delivered an excellent lecture. And with these all these case studies, I hope students have understood the how sales management works. Okay, thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful deliberation. Okay, with this, we are concluding today's session. We hope we will get your lecture in the upcoming series also. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.